Hey, welcome to Wader Nation. Today is Wednesday, and we have a professional wader and a competitive cyclist, Pat, with us today. Thanks for being here, Pat.
Thank you for coming out. I appreciate it.
Competitive cyclist. So, to be a competitive cyclist, you must have a hell of a bike.
I do have a nice bike. There are bikes a lot nicer than mine, but I do have a special bike. It was rode by Vincenzo Nibali 2 years ago, who won the Tour de France. They made 300 of these bikes, replicas of his bike that he actually rode. I was lucky enough to actually buy one of those because I knew a specialized representative. So it's a very special
So not
bike.
Anybody could have bought this bike. You had to know somebody.
You had to know somebody.
You feel lucky that you have it.
Just like when you need to get a reservation at a restaurant that you can't get in, you need
to
to know somebody to get you a table at that restaurant. Same thing with the bike.
So how long have you been cycling?
I've been cycling for about 10 years, 8 years competitively. I've raced in France, I've raced in Italy, North Carolina, Virginia, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland.
All very interesting, but the Tour de France in France is the most famous. Have you ever?
I did not actually ride in the Tour de France. No. A buddy of mine said, you know what, let's go over and do 10 of the hardest climbs that they do in the Tour de France. Now, the mountains in France are a little bit more difficult.
A stage, not just a climb, like a
stage
that they would do?
A complete stage that they would do, which would be anywhere from 100 to 200 miles in a day. Most of that is uphill, and it's not mountains like you see here. These would be comparable to Colorado mountains.
Okay. I didn't know that.
That was a lot of fun. It was 10 days of pure cycling. My biggest feat, or my biggest goal, aside from racing and everything else, was probably doing Mont Ventoux 3 times. The pros do it every other year in the Tour de France. They go up one way. They have a club called Club Sanglé in French. In English, translates to crazy in the head.
You got to be crazy in the head to make these climbs?
3 times in one day, yes, absolutely. It was a 12-hour day. You get a stamp at the bottom, a stamp at the top. Go down, stamp, another stamp at the top, and do it once again. I was the 21st American only, including pro athletes, professional racers, that I've ever done that. So
21 Americans did it.
21. I was the 21st American.
You're the 21st.
Yes, I was the 21st, which
Fantastic.
is really cool.
What's the recovery like after that?
Recovery is what you make of it. I enhanced my recovery. I bought a pair of Normatec recovery boots. Basically what they do, they are compression boots that are used in a hospital. They will take the lactic acid from the bottom of your legs and work it all the way up into your body, so it disperses here. After you spend about a half hour in those boots, it's like you were never even on the bike that day.
Incredible. So currently you work for maybe one of the most recognizable chefs out there.
Yes, I do.
Is it more pressure because the customers' expectations are so high when they come in?
I think customers' expectations are high everywhere, and that all waiters need to be aware of that expectation. But working for a celebrity chef does make it a little bit more stressful.
Do you like that level? Do you like the level that you've...
Yeah, I mean, it took me a long time to get to that level, but yeah, I do like that level.
So you didn't start off here, you worked your way up to get there.
I started out as a dishwasher, then a busser, then a runner, and then finally a waiter.
Pat currently works for a world-famous chef, and I've worked for a lot of high-profile restaurants myself. So a couple days ago, 2 young waiters are talking to me, and they say, Fagan, you know, we don't work in restaurants like you do, but we still feel pride when we see your videos. First of all, thank you, but second of all, you're wrong. See, I've served breakfast, okay? I've fought with that conveyor belt toaster. I've served burgers, I've sold sandwiches, I've worked brutal doubles for a week, all right? I've been screamed at, and I've screamed. So you are me, and I'm you, and we are Wader Nation, and we are changing everything people think a waiter is. Did you ever think that a waiter cycled the Tour de France? I think it's an incredible story. I appreciate you coming by today.
My pleasure. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
We are competitive cyclists. You want to say we are Wader Nation?
And we are Wader Nation.
We're changing everything you think a waiter is, one story at a time. Thanks for watching so much. We'll see you next Wednesday.